Hi, my name is Mila. I'm from France and I can speak 4 languages. So I can speak French, English, Moroccan and Indonesian. So I'm going to tell you how I learned those 4 languages. So French is actually my mother tongue language. Then I'm going to tell you for the Arabic one, it's actually Moroccan Arabic, it's a dialect, and I learned it also from when I was a kid, because my dad is actually from Morocco. And I learned English, this when I was already an adult. English, I learned it because it's very important to speak and if you want to travel. So English, and then I learned Indonesian because I was living in Indonesia, and then I realized that it is quite important to learn the language so I can speak with the locals. So for learning English, I was struggling a bit in the beginning because I was learning English while I was still living in France. And you know, French people are not very good at English, so I was struggling to find English speakers. So my English wasn't really good, it was still a scholar level. And I started to really learn English and be able to be fluent only when I moved abroad. And then I was using English for my job, so this is mostly how I was able to speak fluently English, by speaking English actually every day. So when I was learning English, I had to use it for my job. I was a project manager in IT, and I was handling a team, and it was a team from different countries. So I had to speak proper English. We were all speaking in English. So the thing is, I realized that I didn't have enough vocabulary later, and how I did at this time, because I was a bit struggling, and it was new words that I was learning also every day. So I started to learn every day before going to bed. I was checking a few words, and I was trying to remember the struggle I had during the day. Some word I tried to remember it, and I will just put it during the day. I will put it on a small note, and then so that I can remember and I can improve my vocabulary. So it gives me more confidence actually. People say that it's difficult to learn English when you're already an adult, but I would say it's a myth, because actually you are more aware about everything when you're an adult and you can understand more things. So it's actually very possible to learn. Although when you're a kid it's easier maybe, but when you're an adult you can still learn, and I don't really know why people think that. It's like I'm a proof that we can still learn. So when starting to learn a new language, the most common mistake, people will actually think in their own mother tongue language. They will try to translate it, and this is actually a common mistake that we all do. And it's best to try to understand the culture and how the words supposed to be in the sentence. There is a special order which are very different depending on the language you use actually. It's actually you have to try. You have to give it a try, because sometimes we're a little bit shy, we don't dare, and we don't want to try when we speak to a native person. So it's also where you have to try, and it's okay to make mistakes. People will understand because you're learning. So you have to dare actually. You have to try to use some new words that you have been learning in the day or in the past weeks. So then it will make you more comfortable day by day, and then it will be better for you. So another mistake as well is when new learners, they are a bit shy and they don't want to try in front of native people. So my advice here is actually you should try to speak, and you should try to use the new word that you have been learning, and it's okay in front of it's okay in front of someone who is native, because he will understand and he will actually encourage you. So it is best for you if you just try, and if you just use the word that you have been learning. So for me, actually, I am able to speak 4 languages, and it happened for me to mix up languages. Specifically, when I'm speaking with someone who can understand the other language that I am speaking, if you have a few languages in common, then I will kind of be lazy and I will switch some words if it doesn't come to my mind right away. So yes, it's happened that I can mix up languages sometimes. So for example, when I speak someone who is speaking the same language as me, I can accidentally switch language because I know he will understand, but mostly because I am being lazy and I just use the language that I know and the one that comes in my mind first. And I do that because yeah, I can do it sometime with some friends, or I do it with my husband because we both speak English and French and Indonesian. So sometimes when I don't remember the word we are speaking in French, for example, and I just forgot how we say one thing, and I would just say it in Indonesian or in English, whatever comes first. And we keep this, and then it's actually bad for us because we just lose some words, and well, this is something we have to pay attention. So to start learning a new language, the best thing to do is first to know the culture. Language is very related to the culture. So if you want to learn French, for example, it's good to know how people used to speak. What is the culture? What are different meanings? And this will actually help you to understand also how to construct your phrase, so all your sentences. So it's actually good for you if you do that. And it's good if you hear a lot of this language all around you, if you can watch some videos, if you can read in this language already, even if you don't understand all, it's totally okay. So for learning a new language, I'm going to give you 3 tips. My first one, which is very important to me, is actually to write down whenever you have a new word that you are learning, and it's very good if you can write it down. And then in the evening, maybe before bed, you just check your list, and then you will be able to improve very fast your vocabulary. And the second tips, it will be that you have to try actually every day. You have to try even a little bit, so it's better for you, so you will not forget anything and you keep the curve, the learning curve, and you will improve better this way. And my third tips for you, if you want to learn, you need practice. So the best you can do is to find someone who actually speaks this language, and you will just exchange with him. And I actually have another tip for you. It's to download Glossika application. It is actually very good for you if you don't want to use papers and to think about your notes. You just use your app. You have the phone every time with you, so you just check it, and you can learn very easily and the fastest way and every day. Keep learning, and see you next time. Bye-bye.